The American Bresse that I have right now have been a huge pain in the ass. I thought I would take this opportunity to talk about American Bresse so that you can breed and reproduce your own meat bird, which is actually not possible to do if you're using the conventional broiler breeds, like the Cornish crosses or Red Rangers or the Freedom Rangers. And I've used Freedom Rangers before and I really liked them. What I loved about the Freedom Rangers was that they took less time to grow out. I'm pretty sure we did 10 weeks on ours, if I remember correctly. And I had a really good experience with them. Everything's got a cost or a trade-off. Like whatever benefit you get, you're gonna get a cost in another area. I think I'm on the fence at this point in time. Let's go back home. There you go. Okay. What I love about the American Bresse, it's a great homesteading bird. They have a really efficient foraging sort of set of skills. Like they're really good at feeding themselves. I noticed that they ate a lot of vegetation. They really liked grazing on like some of the alfalfa and some of the grasses that I have just laying around, and they were a lot better at grazing. The Freedom Rangers were like kind of sitting around waiting for me to feed them, which is fine because then you get like a nice fat, you get that like typical juicy, tender meat bird. And what I also learned about the American Bresse was even though they were a little harder for me to get a hold of, they are rumored to be the Wagyu of chicken. They're rumored to be the best tasting chicken around. And so that was obviously a huge turn on for me. But so far, the biggest issue that I've had is because it takes like 17, 18 weeks to grow these birds out, they're so slow to reach sexual maturity that you deal with this unbearable adolescence. And like, you have to grow these roosters out in order to butcher them, right? So you're dealing with a lot of fighting, you're dealing with a lot of stress, you're dealing with a lot of aggression, like, and I got to where I had to separate the hens from the roosters because the hens were getting picked on and they were getting, assaulted and all that. And I was like, well, and I'm just not like, it's just not my style. I cannot handle when animals are stressed out. I don't think it's healthy for them. I can't have a bunch of adolescent roosters running around and attacking hens and attacking each other. It was probably like 12, 13 weeks at this point, and it's like, oh my gosh, I have so many weeks left of this drama. I was really happy with the overall like resiliency of these birds. They handled the heat wave really well. I mean, we were in like the high 90s for like a month straight, which is unheard of for Montana. And so, all in all, I think it went okay. But again, going into this again, I just have so much to consider. Just that awful, stressful adolescent period that you never have to deal with when you have Cornish crosses or you have Freedom Rangers. So I'm in this place of like, I am undecided. I can definitely see myself going back to Freedom Rangers, sort of depending on where my lifestyle leads me. It's hard growing out those roosters because if I wasn't saving those roosters for food, if I wasn't growing them out to a proper size, they would have been butchered a long time ago. Like as soon as they showed that they were roosters, they would have been gone. And I would have still eaten them, but the whole thing was I really wanted to grow them out and get the full effect of what I was really dealing with. And so we ended up having to butcher 2 weeks early. So in that thread, in that vein, we still ended up having to butcher 2 weeks early. The idea is sustainability and self-sufficiency. And so the idea is that I would be able to breed my own meat bird, but you can't have it all. None of this stuff ever works that way. You're always dealing with trade-offs. So that was my immediate issue is if you can really accommodate these birds from like week 12 to week 17 or 18, whenever you feel the need to butcher, then by all means, it was really hard. I have a 11-month-old baby. So it was like my normal homesteading schedule was just really uprooted by this. But I'm holding on to them because I kept all the hens. I kept the best rooster. I'm basically going to, hatch more of them come next year, come spring, and try the process again and see if maybe having like an adult rooster who's in charge, who can maybe manhandle some of those roosters, those little roosters coming up and kind of keep their attitudes in check, maybe there's a dynamic I can work with where I use the older ones to sort of help with the, and maybe this is disastrous. I'm just spitballing here. I really don't know. It's all just an experiment. Everything's an experiment of trial and error, and I'm just a blue collar scientist trying things out. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.